Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the ultimate AI assistant showdown of 2025. I tested the top AI assistants, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Pi, and Character.ai, to see which one comes out on top in four key areas: speed, reasoning, creativity, and usefulness. If you're curious about which AI will be your best digital helper this year, stick around. By the end, I'll reveal which assistant wins the crown and why. Let's get started. First up, speed. Because when you ask a question or request a task, no one wants to wait around. I asked all five assistants the same set of simple questions. Things like, what's the capital of Japan? And summarize the plot of 1984. Here's what happened. ChatGPT delivered answers in about 3 seconds. Gemini was slightly faster, averaging around 2.5 seconds. Claude was close behind at roughly 3 seconds. Pi and Character.ai took a bit longer, between 4 to 5 seconds. So in raw speed, Gemini takes the lead by a small margin. But honestly, the difference is barely noticeable unless you're running a race. Next, let's talk reasoning. How well each AI handles complex questions and problems. I tested this by asking tricky logic puzzles, multi-step math problems, and ethical dilemmas. Here's a quick example. If a train leaves New York at 60 miles per hour and another leaves Boston at 80 miles per hour, where will they meet? ChatGPT handled these smoothly, showing clear step-by-step reasoning. It even explained its thought process, which is great for learning. Claude impressed me with nuanced responses and a more conversational style that felt like reasoning with a human. Gemini was sharp but sometimes rushed, occasionally missing subtle details. Pi and Character.ai were more limited in their reasoning depth, often giving simpler or more generic answers. In this round, ChatGPT and Claude are neck and neck. ChatGPT for clarity and accuracy, Claude for conversational nuance. Now for something fun, creativity. I gave all the AIs a prompt. Write a short sci-fi story about a robot discovering human emotions. Here's how they performed. ChatGPT crafted a vivid, engaging story with strong characters and emotional depth. Claude offered a poetic and philosophical take, weaving in subtle metaphors. Gemini produced an action-packed narrative but leaned more on sci-fi tropes. Pi and Character.ai created enjoyable stories, but with simpler plots and less emotional complexity. If you want a creative partner for storytelling, ChatGPT and Claude again shine, but in slightly different styles. ChatGPT is more accessible, Claude more artistic. Finally, let's get practical. Usefulness. I asked each AI to help with real-world tasks like writing emails, brainstorming ideas, summarizing articles, and even coding snippets. ChatGPT excelled across all categories. Its versatility and wide knowledge base made it the most reliable assistant for everyday tasks. Gemini performed well, but occasionally stumbled on coding requests. Claude was great for brainstorming and writing, but less accurate with technical topics. Pi and Character.ai were best for casual conversations rather than complex or work-related help. So, who wins the AI assistant battle of 2025? If you want speed, Gemini edges out slightly. For reasoning and creativity, ChatGPT and Claude are your best bets. And when it comes to overall usefulness in everyday tasks, ChatGPT takes the crown. Of course, your ideal AI depends on what you need, whether that's quick facts, deep reasoning, or creative inspiration. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this comparison, hit like, subscribe, and comment which AI assistant you use or want to try next. See you in the next video.